this again here. Oh, maybe we were streaming. Okay. You will not be able to reconnect. Okay. Um, so I believe we are streaming, so that's good. Kind of had a little hiccup there. So let's get on with the program. The market is looking quite good. Sorry, I'm stalling. I'm trying to make sure everything is working properly, and not quite sure because I had a hiccup there, so I don't want to do it over again. All right. So the market cap is 3.2 trillion. Looks like we are pushing toward. Okay, it looks like we are streaming. Okay, I think we are good actually. Great. Awesome. Okay, Bitcoin has been going sideways between 89 and 90-ish, and now we are pushing through, getting ready to test our all-time high of 93,400, I believe it was. Let's just look. I don't know why this says my battery's low. It is plugged in. Hopefully I don't lose this stream. I like to look at the 3 month. It's pretty interesting to see what's going on there. Looks like this is where you see the cup and the handle, and then we're going up. That is hopefully the little bump before we get our all-time highs. Little bump on this one right here before we get all-time highs for that happening, and then this one, and hopefully this is a little bump right here, what we've already seen, and that we will shoot up over 100,000 on up to close to 200,000. Some people think more. Remember, this is not financial advice, not advice of any kind. We're just talking shop here, looking at the charts, talking about the headline news. So let's get into it. Bitcoin is doing quite well. We are up 6.8% for the week, 1.3% for the day. Ethereum's falling flat, but holding the $3,000 level. Next winner is Solana. Look at coming in at fourth place. Wow. Unbelievable. $241 per Solana, up over 15%. Looks like it's getting most of its gains now. XRP up 60% for the week, but down for the day, down for the hour. Dogecoin looks like for the week we are up 9%. Let's see. Can we change that? I guess we can't change that. We'd have to go in and look at the other ones. And then at number 10, Cardano. 11 through 20, we got Tron, Shiba Inu, Avalanche, which I want to talk about today. It has been bumping up a little bit. Toncoin, we've got honorable mentions here. Toncoin, Avalanche, Sui at 17, Chainlink at 18, Wealth at 19th, 20 is Bitcoin Cash. Some of the other leaders behind that, Pepe at 21, Polkadot 22. Those are the main ones. Litecoin too. No, nobody's really watching. Litecoin's been up 15% for the week. Stellar XLM's up a staggering 93%. Pepe up 58%. Fear and greed is screaming high at 90%. That means people are probably going to start cashing out on some stuff. I wanted to share this market, capof.com, because what you can do here is you can check the price of one coin with the market cap of another. So if Wanchain had Avalanche's market cap, it would be going for 20 cents. Same thing with Dogecoin. With Toncoin, looks like about the same thing. Here, I think is interesting. XRP, if it had the market cap of Bitcoin, would be $1.10. So if you want to do some research, you got Pepe and Dogecoin. You can just put these in their A to B, and it will give you those comparisons for the cryptocurrencies. Kind of fun. Altcoin season, we were at 40% yesterday. Today it's at 37, probably because of some selling. I think this chart will probably update and altcoin season will go up a little higher in its number. Let's look at our Bitcoin prediction. I don't think it's moved since yesterday. 5-day prediction at 100,000, 100,787. 1 month is at 109,000, and the 3-month is almost at 110,000. So this is based off the 20 and the 500-day moving averages and other charts from the past. Fear and greed is put in there. The sentiment is put in there. So we're looking at possibly green days ahead according to past charts. Let's take a quick look at the news. Today's update's going to be real quick. So please like, please subscribe. Help us build our membership back up. If you haven't heard the story, we got a lot of our material in the early 2020 because we've been here since beginning in 2018, but a lot of our stuff was banned, so we took it off, or it was taken off, so, and demonetized. So we have kind of been sluggish and trying to build back up the channel. So if you could help us out, I really appreciate it. How high can XRP go? That's a good question. Some people doubt that it'll get $1. Some people are thinking it'll go 10. I don't really have an opinion on that. I'm not a big XRP fan, but hey, I wish the best for those of you who are. Spot Bitcoin ETFs hit 1.7 billion of weekly inflows, marking a 6-week streak. Senator Loomis says Treasury should convert gold for Bitcoin in the reserve. That would do very well. Michael Saylor has spoke out lately on how the U.S. could greatly benefit from its Treasury going with the Bitcoin. How the hot stories, again, are kind of the same, but we have RFK Jr. telling us he puts most of his wealth into Bitcoin, so he's fully committed. And those are some of the top stories. We're going to look in a little deeper at a couple other stories from CoinDesk. I want to look into the Bitcoin price at 100,000, 100K. This article came out within the last 24 hours on CoinDesk by Shariri Malawa. And she is writing here that we are expecting 100,000 as we go over the current record of just over 93,000 in the coming months. Now, I've heard a lot of predictions that it could happen this month. It could happen by the end of the year. So it really just depends on how the moving average goes for us and if we test certain moving averages. And it looks like we are testing the ones that we want to test to go in a positive direction. So that is looking a little better now this part of the week than it was prior to today. It was a little bit iffy, but there's just so much money pouring in. If you look at yesterday's headlines, we talked about all the new ETF, the MicroStrategy, and now with there's another country, that Poland just announced that they're going to be investing in Bitcoin. So, wow, with U.S. adopting and the new year coming, this bullish market could be really pushed even bigger by the end of January. But I think that there is some fears of overvaluation in the market and some correction going on. I don't know that it'll be a huge correction. Michael Saylor says he doesn't see it going down below 60,000 in a worst case scenario. I tend to agree with that, but it says here that Bitcoin spent months in a narrow range under 65,000, not long ago, really, just a few months ago. But this new president and his staff that he's picking for his cabinet is really giving people a lot of positive feeling. So we could see some continued booms in the market. QCP expect to run $100,000 because again, the things that have been announced, nearly 10% higher than the current record of over 93,000. In the coming months, with those gains flowing into altcoins, it marks a general alt season. Um, yeah, we'll see. Altcoins have been rising. I'm seeing my altcoins go up a bit. They're up as good as they were in the beginning of the year when we saw the first bump in the altcoins and in Bitcoin. The first bump hitting our past highs in the 60-ish thousand, 60, around 69,000, right around there. When we started bumping up around there, we saw the altcoins bump up pretty good. So banks have issued targets as high as $200,000 for Bitcoin. And so we'll see. We'll see what happens. The retail sentiment by U.S. Bank JP Morgan rose to a record high of 4 earlier this week. This indicates a renewed demand from smaller professional investors. The sentiment is up toward all cryptocurrencies, especially Bitcoin, considering the activity of Bitcoin products, including ETFs. But some people still have concerns that we could have a dip. I think there'll be several dips up and down before we break the 100,000 mark. But if the Fed continues to adopt a hawkish rate, that could cause Bitcoin to decrease. There has been some discussion that December we really don't need to lower the rate. The economy is looking pretty good. Everything is fair, and actually decreasing the rate could make America look kind of panicky, and could have a bad effect. So we'll just have to see how that plays out. Now, next, I want to talk about Avalanche. Again, this is not investing advice, just talking shop here. But Avalanche, when we look at it, in fact, let's go look at the charts here real quick. It is moving up slowly but surely in the charts. But I think this is a potential opportunity here that more money will flow into Avalanche. Let's take a look here. Let's look at the long term here. So our all-time highs are up over 118, maybe even $120 there. It's kind of hard to hit the top on this, but yeah, 130. 130 is roundabout the all-time high. If this is an oscillator, which I kind of think it is, it has a lot of good things going for it. Avalanche does. There's a lot of things underneath the hood that are going on. This, yeah, almost was a cup, on that one. Let's see what the 1 year looks like. Yeah, not seeing any crazy formations, but definitely see potential when we compare it to its all-time highs. But let's look at Avalanche here. Avalanche Summit is going on. It highlights a community-driven future. Web3 leaders across, they flew to Buenos Aires for the Avalanche Summit, the LATAM, however you want to call that. 3-day event, all kinds of energy, Web3 games, governance, grassroots initiatives. Avalanche 9000, the most significant upgrade in Avalanche history, makes it simpler, more economically feasible for projects to launch layer ones. So the technology is to leverage innovation and tackle real-world problems for everyday people. And the policy is being put together by the people under a libertarian president, Javier Milei's leadership of Argentina. The monthly inflation rate has slowed down, but inflation remains at over 200%, the highest in the world. So they're headed the right direction, but they're not quite there yet. Avalanche Summit showcased the region's rapid pace of innovation and Web3 innovation. The vision for Argentina is it is the first country to adopt Bitcoin and crypto railways, he said, because in Argentina we have been struggling with lousy economic hardship for the past 100 years. So this could be really big for them. They have wanted to transform Argentina into a global hub for crypto innovation and adoption, which has brought over 10 million people on chain, increased the number of startups tenfold, and they're establishing regulatory stability for crypto projects within the next 4 years. So they're looking for growth, and this could be a wonderful place to go. It's a magnet for builders and capital here, this region, and Borderless Ecosystem Fund is something that has arisen here through this meeting. They want to identify incredible projects emerging from the region that have global potential. Following the announcement of Borderless Capital 50 million LATAM or LATAM fund at the event. So there's a lot going on. They had workshops here. Co-founder of Inertia was among the founders who participated in some of these workshops. So a lot going on. Web3 games. There's some really awesome gaming projects that are going on under Avalanche here. So Off the Grid was a big one that helped Web3. So it says here that Gaming 3 is dead, but that is not true. They were saying that. Now others are continuing to build DeFi kingdoms like MapleStory and people like Gunzilla Games. Throughout the summit, Gunzilla Games' flagship title, Off the Grid, was celebrated by builders and Web3 enthusiasts alike for mainstream success. Days before the event started, Avalanche Ecosystem became #1 free title on Epic Game Stores, topping popular titles like Fourth Night, Rocket League, and First for any Web3 game. So this is really breaking through to the mainstream and has a lot of potential as far as that goes. So do your research. Yeah, I think we're in for, if we can break the all-time high within the next week or through Thanksgiving weekend, that would be something. Maybe we will hit 100,000. It is possible, folks. So hang on. If you're just now getting into Bitcoin, please be careful. Put stop losses in if you're going to be betting on these altcoins. If you're going to buy Bitcoin, I would just say buy and hold. Dollar cost average over time. You can't lose. Look up Michael Saylor. He has his own YouTube channel, and he has been for 4 years buying at the top all the time. And yet his company is in billions and billions of dollars of profit, MicroStrategy. So if you copy what other people have done before, there's a good chance you could end up with good results. It's not a guarantee, but that's usually how it's done. So copy what people who are successful do, what they do, and you will have a much greater chance at success. And that's not investing advice. It's just a general, what do you call a principle? It is a principle. All right, that's it. I'm out of here. Have a great